First of all, can you talk to us about how you injured your foot? There's some speculation you did it when you backflipped. Other people were saying it was during the fight. When did you do it?
Definitely, it happened during the fight. It was later in the first round. I was on my feet, and I remember just pushing forward, like trying to lunge at him. Maybe it was on a penetration shot, and I felt a pop. And I thought maybe there was a small hole in the canvas that I had snagged my foot on. It didn't hurt at all. And after the fight, I looked down and saw blood. And I looked closer at the blood and saw that my toe was pretty much upside down. So yeah, my adrenaline's still going. I'm so happy and grateful. I don't even feel the pain right now. So maybe it's not that serious of an injury. Who knows?
What did you think of the finish of the fight? I mean, Chael complained a little bit, and then later, obviously, in his interview, he said he had no complaint. But did were you hitting him with the shots that you felt like it deserved to be stopped at that point?
No, to be honest with you, I felt as if the fight was stopped a little on the early side. A lot of times when you get a fighter ground and pound another fighter, the fighter gasses himself out trying to finish the fight. I was definitely trying to finish the fight, and I was also trying to be aware not to gas myself out. And then it was over. I don't want to get the referee into anything, but I think Chael could have had a little more time to try to survive.
Two other questions for you. You tied Tito's record. That's been a record that stood for a long time. What does that mean to you to get that record?
It's awesome. The last time I was here, I had all these goals and admirations of becoming a champion. And now I'm here in the same building as one of the best champions. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to Tito Ortiz for what he's done in the past. Paving the way for young guys like me to want to inspire to be like. Well, I won't say be like.
Thank God.
But Ty's record and everything. Tito's a great guy, and I respect him a lot. So hats off to Tito Ortiz for being such a great champion for me to follow.
And then last question, I just wanted to ask you about the beginning of the fight. Chael kind of stormed you and, seemed like, he said he was going to make it a fight, and he did right away. Catch you off guard at all, and did it take you a while to catch your bearing the way he went at you?
No, not at all. I wanted to make it a point to meet him in the middle of the octagon and earn respect right away. Chael has this thing where he gets people dreaming and having nightmares about that double leg dive. And what I had to do was just become comfortable with the fact that I could possibly be taken down. And once I got over that, I allowed myself to be free and play the game the way I needed to play the game. So I felt like I came out there and I was strong and courageous, and I was the wrestler. I was the dominant one, and it was a good feeling.
You guys done with John? Done with questions for him? I'm going to let him get out of here if you are. Here?
Before I take these off, shout out to Mustard headphones. Yeah, I did it. That's right.
Hey, John, question. It looks like when it was all said and done, Chael was 30 seconds away from winning by TKO on account of your foot injury. Have you had a chance to digest that or think about it at all?
No, I can't necessarily agree with you that he would have won by TKO. My coaches wouldn't have allowed me to give up like that. You think about the people in our armed forces. These guys go through so much. That's why I respect the Marine Corps and our military so much, because they're real soldiers. They're like real warriors. Bullet wounds and all types of stuff. So I can't sit here and allow myself to sit out because of a twisted toe. And my coaches wouldn't allow that either. So I'm sure one of them would have tried snagging on it to straighten it out and sent me back out there.
Which you're right, he wouldn't have been able to go back out there because the doctor would have stopped the fight.
Oh.
His bone was sticking out of his toe.
I thought that's what I saw. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, they would have stopped it. Believe me.
Maybe that hints the blood.
In a second.
Thanks, Dana.
Yeah, just a fact.
Hey, John. I was wondering, since you repeatedly took down the man who repeatedly took down Anderson Silva, do you feel that should make you the pound-for-pound number one?
No, that would be extremely disrespectful of me to try to disregard what Anderson has done, outside of the octagon and inside of the octagon. I celebrated my 2-year anniversary of being a champion this year, and Anderson has been doing it for about 6. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal pressure that he's been able to uphold. and continue moving forward with. So I admire him so much. And yes, I've had some great fights, and I've had a great career. But Anderson is still an amazing guy. He's still my idol, and I'm not going to disregard the things he's done.
John, would you prefer a rematch with Machida, or would you prefer to take on Alexander Gustafsson?
Well, I fought Lyoto Machida before, and I fight for the love of the sport. I fight for the people that support me, but I also fight to prove critics wrong. So a lot of people believe that I've been successful because I appear to be larger than my opponents, and with Alexander Gustafsson, that would be no more. So fighting Alexander Gustafsson, a guy who's 6'6" or 6'5", pretty long arms himself, long legs, I think that would be a great thing, and that's who I would love to fight next.
And you tied Tito Ortiz's record. With one more win, you would have the record for most consecutive title defenses. Do you think that would make you the greatest light heavyweight champion in UFC history?
Yeah, I owe it to myself to say yes. I know a lot of people don't like when someone, aspire to be the greatest at something. Maybe it sounds arrogant, but I owe it to myself. This is my life, and a lot of other people are, you guys can report on it, or a fan could watch it, but for me, I have to breathe, eat, and sleep this. So aspiring to be the greatest is something I owe to myself, and that's what I want to be, is the greatest. And I believe that's what will happen eventually.
And I agree with him. It'd be hard to not call him the greatest light heavyweight ever if he achieves that.
Just wondering, with you retaining the UFC gold and your brother Arthur earning a Super Bowl ring this year, do you feel that there's any pressure on your brother Chandler now?
No, there's no pressure. Chandler is quick to say, well, at least I'm a first-round draft pick. So that's his comeback every time. And he shuts Arthur up right away. So Chandler has a lot of time. He just finished his rookie season. He's a mature guy, a lot more mature than me. Even though he's a baby, he's such a leader. And I think he's going to do really good with Bill Belichick. He's the perfect fit, just a stand-up individual. If you guys haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, he's really a good kid. And I think Belichick has a winning team. And Chandler, if not the Super Bowl, he'll be a Pro Bowler. He can only control himself, and he has a bright future. I really believe it.
If you could just reflect a little bit on, where you were in this building 2 years ago, winning for the first time. You've, been through a lot, inside, outside the cage in those 2 years. How different do the two evenings feel for you?
You said outside. I take it you're from Canada, are you?
Yeah.
I love it.
Do I actually say? See, I don't think we have accents.
Yeah, the out give you away. I love accents. But 2 years from now, I had a suit on, and it was black with a white undershirt, and I was telling a story and being charismatic about how I chased down that robber. I was sitting next to Uriah Faber. It was a beautiful time in my life, and yeah, that's where I was 2 years from now. And since then, I've grown. I've become a fiance. I have another child on this earth. I purchased my first home, and life is good. Life is really good. I'm growing up. I'm becoming a man. My goatee's connected now, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I'm going to continue to work hard and seek clarity, and seek being a better person. And I think that's going to reflect on my career.
I'm definitely not. What am I going to do? I'm terrible. I lost to two guys, one much younger. What are you going to do, put me with Wanderlei Silva? I don't know who else I'm supposed to beat around here. It's tough. Look, I've had a lot of fights, and they haven't all gone my way. But I've only been beat up twice, and that was number 2. Andy beat me at my own game, and it's frustrating, it's tough, and that's it.
Were you surprised that he beat you at your own game? Were you surprised that he went that direction so quickly in the fight?
Yeah, I was. I'd have to watch the replay. I mean, he was in on my leg, but before I knew it, I don't know how he set it up. If he threw a punch I don't know what happened. He was just in on my leg. I've been in that spot my whole life, and I haven't fallen down like that. I got up and he did it again. I got up and he did it again. I don't think I've been taken down 3 times in my career. Took me down 3 times in one round, and yeah, it was tough. I wanted more. I wanted to feel more of him. I was impressed with him from the start. And I wanted more. You know, that's what happens with anybody. Anytime a fight gets stopped, you just wish you had a few more moments. He's a lot better than I thought he was. I mean, you know, to beat a guy is one thing. To beat a guy at his own game is a whole nother. He's the best fighter I've ever fought.
Chael, just to expand on that, I mean, what ways is he better than Anderson? Like, was he stronger? Was he quicker? What can you tell us about specific?
Yeah, he was a little bit stronger. You know, it's tough, and the last thing I want to do is disparage Anderson Silva, but it's tough for me. You know, I whipped him for 30 minutes. He whipped me for less than 30 seconds. I whipped John for 0 seconds, and he whipped me the entire fight. It's just tough. If you're asking me for my opinion, John's better.
How difficult is it for you? You know, you really believed you were going to win the fight. I mean, virtually nobody else believed you were going to win, and you did. Now you're sitting here at this moment where, you know, you're realizing there's guys going on in their career and you're not. You're going to go and have a change of life. How difficult is that for you to accept right now, knowing you accomplished a lot in your career?
Well, it's tough. Anytime of those changes are tough, and anytime you work so hard and you don't achieve your goal, it's tough. But it's a two-man sport, and you cannot. I don't think you have the right to celebrate victory if you're not going to be a man in defeat. And I knew the rules going in. I accept the outcome of the duel every time. And if I've got to pat the other guy on the back, that's protocol, that's procedure, and that's how this sport should be done. I will never offer an excuse. I never have, and the better guy won. Well, I appreciate that. You know, I like to fight, but I love this business. And there's so many different opportunities that are out there now that weren't here a number of years ago, and broadcasting is one of them. You know, and you guys all look at Dana as the world's greatest promoter, but you forget he also produces 5 TV shows. He's also in gaming. We just signed a deal with EAS. What we do with the magazine and the fact that it's booming, and he's never once promoted it from behind this counter. Our magazine's in multiple countries, and it's in every state in the country right now. So there's a lot of things that I would like to do, and the magazine is one of the things that has my interest. So as far as being done with the company, I love this company, but as far as getting in the ring, that comes to an end at some point. I am by no means saying that happened tonight, but at some point it comes to an end, and I will find something else for myself to do with the business. That's the only game I know. If you're going to go fight a guy, go fight a guy. You know, it drives me crazy. People are out talking about Anderson and John. These guys should be calling Dana right now, begging him to fight each other, and it's not going to go that way. You know, you got these 2 guys, and they're great, but they're a couple of chickens. They should be calling each other out. They should grab the microphone and say, I want to fight that guy. I don't want the debate. I want to get this figured out. Dana, give me a date. Give me a time. Let me fight him. And it won't happen that way. Dana's going to have to call these guys, and then they're going to have to dangle a carrot. Then they're going to want to negotiate. We're in the fight business. If you don't want to fight, don't raise your hand.